What is up, my kings and queens? It's your man Cash is King. Today, we're going to be going over an updated video on how to magic slot flip your vehicles using the duplication glitch out of the facility. That is a 2-player massive duplication glitch. Now, we're going to be using it to make fully clean cars. However, some of the ideas and the concepts are the same. Now you can see I have this Brioso wide body. It's on stock rims, not a lot of body modifications to it right now. It does come from DMO. However, the DMO copies today of this vehicle come with a selected trim, and so we're going to have to magic slot flip it if we want it to be fully clean. So I've just rendered it down into this state right now. Use the tire design to remove the F1s, and we're going to go about some magic to bring it back to life. So here inside of my facility, I also have the donor vehicle, the vehicle that I intend to use to pass modifications off. Now it's got the trim, the accent, a Yankton plate, horn, and tint, obviously, that we are going to steal. And we will get the rim coating, but this vehicle's on F1s and that vehicle's on Benny, so we'll have to make some minor manipulation changes later. Once you do have these two vehicles stored inside of your facility, you'll just want to make your way out and call your magic slot vehicle. Now I suggest that your magic slot vehicle is not stored inside of your facility at this point, and for me, I have my magic slot stored in the back of my MOC. Just a suggestion to you, it'll make this process a lot easier for you to be able to request personal vehicle through your interaction menu as you go through this process. Alright, now once your magic slot vehicle is on the map, although it came from our MOC, we're just going to immediately go into the duplication process. And I'll just block the driver's side door off with my friend's vehicle or one of the wooden fence poles that's outside the facility. If you own the default facility here, there's a few other locations, obviously up at the dam. You can use the fence posts, and it's not too hard to block your car off so that your friend can get in. He doesn't necessarily need his personal vehicle every time. But once you do get that magic slot vehicle out on the map, you can enter your facility on foot, and you'll notice that you have a blinking tracker of your vehicle in your mini-map. Just to indicate, it'll let you know that your friend is inside your vehicle. And we can go ahead and get in the vehicle we intend to clean. We're going to have to make a duplicate version of this vehicle and get it on top of our magic slot if we would like to flip it. Alright, so we'll just get in this vehicle and spam right D-pad to open up the workshop options and quickly make a change to the vehicle. Now you must be fast when you make those changes. And once you do, you can exit and you'll see that you get a yellow save circle. Because our vehicle was not in the facility, we won't immediately see the duplicate happen, but we should feel safe in knowing that it did. You can just drive on out. Return that vehicle to storage and call the personal vehicle back out of the MOC, the one that is your magic slot. And you should be able to tell right away that you now have a duplicate version. Here I have the Brioso again. Alright, so now this vehicle is the vehicle that is on top of my magic slot, and it is the vehicle that I would like to flip. And so we're just going to go right into our full flip. We'll use the duplication process to do it. I'll leave that magic slot vehicle parked with the door blocked off so that my friend can help me to duplicate, and I'll just run right back into my facility. Now once you're in your facility, it's important to know that we are going to be using the same process, but because we're intending to flip, we'll have to prep our disconnect. And obviously, if you're on PlayStation 4, you can set up your disconnect with the double tap options. And if you're on PS5, you'll just have to try to make it as fast as possible. Now, I am playing the PS4 version of this game, so a disconnect does work. If you're on PS5, I suggest using netcut. Same as before, we'll just get in, hit right D-pad, and quickly make a change to the vehicle. And once we do, we'll go through our network settings to disconnect our internet. We'll get kicked up into the clouds, and we should get an unable to connect the game session alert, cycled into story mode where you can join back on your friend into online. If all is well, once you do, you should see that you have a personal vehicle on the map, the Brioso 300. It did not get overwritten by the Turismo. I do see that there is some body modifications and minor repairs that allow me to see that it has been flipped. Now, my vehicle was on stock rims to begin with, and as I came back in, I can see that it's still on stocks. I wasn't able to get my F1s back off of those rims. However, I can take advantage of the fact that this vehicle's on my magic slot and make some alterations and buy all the body modifications and things that would normally cost a lot of money. And because it's on my magic slot, well, when I disconnect, I'll get them mods for free. I always like to save the rims for last. And again, if you're flipping bennies, you'll want to find the style of rim that you intend to use. But for me, I just need to get the F1s back on this vehicle. It's on stock rims, which is number 1. So I'll just go to the next rim up, cycle to number 2. Once I purchase that rim, again, I'll disconnect my internet. You'll have to pause your net before you make the change if you're on PS5. Alright, so I'll get kicked back into story mode and re-render back online, but this time I should see that all the modifications have passed. And you can notice that your money is still the same as it was when you began. Alright, so I do now have this fully flipped vehicle. It does have the F1 wheels back on it. All the body modifications that I intended to keep, and the interior and the accent from the donor car. However, when I did do that flip from the donor car, I also stole its plate. The license plate attributed to that Turismo is dedicated for that Turismo. I'm flipping this Brioso, but I want to get the original DMO plate back on it. I don't want to keep it in this version, and that might not be a concern for you. However, for me it is. So I'm going to be using a different variation of a dupe to get this clean before I dupe it to keep it. Okay? So even though this vehicle comes from my magic slot and it's in my MOC, I'm just going to pull it into my facility. And I'll get a full alert. And I'm going to accept it and choose to push a vehicle out of my facility and swap locations. Okay, so now that vehicle that's on my magic slot should still be here, but if you notice, I do have a tracker of a vehicle on my minimap. And outside I can see that it is there with my friend. My friend will also see it as well. And it's a copy of that Brioso 300 that's from my magic slot. So he's just going to go ahead, block the door off for you, and get in it to wait so that you can use the duplication glitch with that vehicle. Now you can see I have the original here with the cash run plate, and I do have the magic slot version that I drove in, although my friend is waiting in a copy of it outside. Okay, so once you're in this state, you just want to get into the vehicle that has the plate you intend to steal. For me, it's the original Brioso that I know is not clean. I'm just going to make one change quickly to it using the duplication process. And when I exit, I should notice that nothing does change and that the vehicle on my magic slot does appear the same. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and get into that magic slot vehicle, and we are going to drive it straight out. And once we do, we should see the plate change, and it will steal the cash run plate from the original version. And only the plate. I won't have to worry about losing or duplicating over my magic slot again. Alright, now that's the final piece of the components that I needed in order to make this vehicle clean. However, it is still on my magic slot. And once you drive it out like this, I just shown that it does have the plate that is different. You can actually see it. It is dark here while I was doing the duplication, so I had to shine the light. But you don't want to drive this vehicle right back into your facility immediately. You'll want to save it by either going to your MOC or going to Los Santos Customs and just making one change to the vehicle. Now, I suggest using LSC so that you don't swap vehicle slots. We did place this vehicle slot inside of our facility, and we will need it there in order to make a dupe off of it. If you take it to your MOC, you'll just have to come drive it back in. And I guess it doesn't make much of a difference. If you're dealing with activation and stuff like that, it's important to know that you have options, okay? Now, once you do have that vehicle inside of your facility stored, you can go ahead and just pick a vehicle to dupe over. It could be an Elegy, it could be anything. For me, I'm just going to be duping over the original copy as I don't need it now. Obviously, you can use it to merge to. It's just a donor, but the vehicle on my magic slot is going to revert back to stock when I close app. And so I just want to use one slot to get it right back to where it belongs. Okay, so I'm going to drive that car out, leave it on the map, and have my friend to help me so that I can go through the duplication process one final time. And again, he'll get in and just wait for me while I enter, go to the vehicle on top of my magic slot, hit right D-pad, and quickly make a change to make a dupe. and you should see the other version appear. And I left that space open right next to me just so that we could see it in real time. As I make a change to the vehicle and exit, the vehicle duplication is there. And that will be the version that I intend to keep. Now from here you can just feel free to move your cars about and get ready to run another magic slot flip. Again, you can help your friend to run his duplications, make some money while he's helping you clean some rides. Or he can make some clean rides for himself. Anyways, I hope that this method will help you guys out. As always, be safe and have a great day, everybody. Peace.